Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. We finished the 77 Chevelle Malibu Classic Landau Coupe. Waiting on Art or anybody else that can come up with the money if you want to buy it. I'm waiting on a couple of rear brake wheel cylinders there. The bleeder, they're not leaking or nothing, just the bleeder tip on the left rear is busted off. Not leaking, but I need that on there to bleed the brakes, so the brake pedal kind of goes down, but it stops fine. But they need to be properly bled. Other than that, there really isn't much else I'm really going to do to it that I can think of right now. Art really wants it back, but I don't think he has the money. He has to get it somehow if he wants it back. Okay, so we got to move on to, I want to wrap up some little stuff before we get to the van. The Scooby-Doo van. 69 Chevy van over here. Yeah, we're gonna fix it up, but I'm just not quite sure how far I'm gonna go on the interior and stuff. We got a little bit of mechanical, oil leak, water leak stuff to do next, and definitely gonna paint and body and you know, a bunch of other stuff. But once I get on it, I want to keep going on it instead of stopping. So I want to finish some little stuff here. So a few months ago, I don't know how long it's been, I'll have to watch the video, but I made a video on this Nova and mentioned it a few times in other videos. But I bought this a while back for $1,000 off this guy that I don't know where he finds them. He just word of mouth. He knows a lot of people when he buys a lot of cars cheap and then sells them cheap. So I got the parts car from 77 Malibu, got the red El Camino, got the 81 Silverado from, got that 89, 88 Chevy van from. A bunch of cars I bought from them. They all been pretty good. So I bought this one from them for $1,000. No title, but you can get a title. It's not going to be stolen or nothing. So I made one video on it a while back. Did get it running. It took a while to get it running. I forget exactly what was wrong with it. Oh, the distributor and something. I'm gonna have to rewatch the video, like I said. So I called it the Hot Rod Nova because somebody put on a 4-barrel intake and Edelbrock carburetor on it. At least that's what I think. I don't know if well, I haven't run the engine numbers. We'll have to do that. See, it's blue. It looks like the original 78 305. I wouldn't think it would come with a 4-barrel factory, but the intake looks like a factory. Or is it? We'll have to check it out. I don't have my glasses with me. It may be an aftermarket intake. I don't think there's an EGR on it. So anyway, screwing around, got it running. Finally, start up and run, but it shakes. Something's out of time. Something's out of whack. I changed the spark plug wires. I might have changed the spark plug wires, but I know I put in new spark. No, I couldn't have. I wouldn't have left the wires like this. Well, I may have. I may have changed spark plug wires. I know I changed the spark plugs. Maybe I just did the plugs. I put this red thermostat on. It had a chrome one. I took that off and put it on the 77 Malibu. Just stuck this one back on there. There's the old gasket and stuff. So I don't know what's causing the engine to shake. Every which way the distributor, turning it. Yeah, I think I took out the distributor and cleaned it. I took it out, re-stabbed it. No, it was 180 out, and it was all backfiring. Stuck it back in. Something is just not right, and I don't know what it is. So, got it running. Now the carburetor is off. It was the same Edelbrock that was on another vehicle, the 81 Silverado. And I changed carburetors to see if the carburetor was making it shake, and it just does the exact same thing. That carburetor is smooth on another vehicle, and then put it on here and it still shakes. So it's not the carburetor, but this carburetor here, I didn't know it at the time. The back four barrels weren't opening. Something stuck, linkage missing, something like that. Not gonna worry about it. It'll run fine on 2 barrels, but so got it running. I did 1 lap around the property here, and then I turned on the camera and let's go for another test drive. Nothing. It wouldn't move at all. So I think, no, originally, before I went for a test drive, it wouldn't move at all, low on transmission fluid. Well, I got it running. I got, ready for a test drive just around the property here. And I'm out of transmission fluid, Dexron. So, didn't want to run 20 miles to get new fluid. So, I don't know. I found the first junk car I could find with some transmission fluid. Took it out of there, which was a Ford, and dumped, I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 quarts into this. Drove it around the property, got the camera ready. Okay guys, let's go for a ride, and then nothing. It wouldn't go into gear, nothing. So, I don't know if I fried the transmission by putting in Ford fluid, or once it warmed up, it did that anyway. I don't know. So we need to fix that. We need to get this thing just running the best we can and driving. And I think I'm probably just going to sell it as is. Somebody offered $1,800, and they were going to father son race car project. Yep, I'll take 18 for it. I'll probably take more for it now if I got to put a transmission in it. Now, the 78 El Camino build, we took the engine out of this 77 Malibu that run pretty good, was hopped up a little bit, 4-barrel intake stuff. So I had the engine transmission from that 78 El Camino 305 automatic. I sold the engine because it had blow by and smoking and stuff. But I got the transmission. So I do have another transmission for this to put in here if all else fails. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring this around to the shop. Going to drain the transmission fluid. I just went down to Walmart. They're screwing us on transmission fluid. I don't know why. It used to be like 16 bucks a few weeks ago. Now it's 20 bucks for a gallon. So I bought 2 gallons of it. So we're going to drain the Ford fluid out of here. I know some's still going to be in the torque converter and everything, but and then put in GM fluid and see if the transmission works. If it don't work, then we got to swap it. The car came with no exhaust whatsoever. It's taken off at the manifolds, and I don't know what they did with it. Just took off the whole exhaust system, threw it away. Did I get up underneath here? I don't know if I've had this jacked up in the air or not to look underneath. So that's worst case scenario. Put in another transmission. I know the other transmission worked. It was in the El Camino. I drove in around here a bunch of times. Then after that, I don't know, guys. The body is, you know, pretty good. Just a couple little pinholes of rust, but pretty good shape. But it's got this custom concourse vinyl top. Used to be a vinyl top thing going on here. So all this chrome and stuff is missing. Got the studs for it. And then this big old plastic fiberglass looking piece in here to make this window shape. I don't know if it's the same window that's in a regular one. But I don't know. I don't know if you could just take all this off, but there's going to be pieces that you got to put back on here to make it a regular Nova. Well, we'll go look at my other 78. Here's a little rust spots here. No, you know, I could weld that up, but it's I don't want to put a vinyl top on it, and I don't have the chrome. And where am I going to get it from? You know, there was a junkyard here. I just rewatched the video from 2 years ago that I did a video on, and they had another lot, part of their old section of the junkyard, and he had to crush all his cars, and he had 2 of these in there. But that was 2 years ago, so I don't have access to any of these parts now. So this is what I'd have to fix to do the body work. At least get that something done here before I could even, you know. Then this taillight's missing, and these are the special concourse custom taillights too. Guy wants a fortune for one on eBay. Now $300-400 or something stupid. If I could find some regular ones, but see, you can buy the lenses, but you need the bezel. See, the bezel's missing, the housing's all disintegrated. So you need the housing, the lenses, and the moldings. So the whole assembly. So, you know, years ago these used to be a dime a dozen in the junkyards, but you can't find them anymore. There's hardly any of these old cars around. That's why I always like to get a parts car. When I came across that car to fix art, so, you know, it was great. So I need that, and where am I going to get it? I'm not spending $300-400 for a friggin' taillight. It's not. This car's not going to be perfect. It's missing this thing here. I know you could take that off, but then nobody makes any interior parts for these. The interior is not completely shot, but I don't know about the floorboards, if they're rusty or not. Probably not. But it's got a plain bench seat. It's not too terrible, but, you know, it's about to disintegrate here. So they don't make any of these parts here. You might be able to get a headliner for my 74 GTO, which would be the same as a Nova. This whole thing here is like $500. So I'm not buying any of that. And you can see the plastic here, middle, back, all disintegrated. Nobody makes them. You could hunt around for used stuff, but people, again, want a fortune for them. Screw them. And the headliner's not too bad. Windshield's broke. There's no title to it. Needs carpet. I can get a title, but, you know, around here it'd be $500. Again, here it's all disintegrated. So do I want to spend the time and the money on this? No, it wouldn't be worth it. It just wouldn't be worth it, I don't think. Doors closed good. It had mismatched rims on it. I picked up these rims for $100. Rims and tires. Tires are old and weathered, but they hold air. And I got all the center caps and trim rings, so it'll look kind of decent with matching rims and tires. Yeah, it's called a Nova Custom. Okay, let's look at my 78 Nova I did here, I don't know, 3 years ago when I first started YouTube. And I took it on Hot Rod Power Tour. It's just a 6-cylinder. See the different taillights here. On that one, the taillight housing went all the way to here. But I could weld in a piece of metal and just put in regular ones. This one was about the same shape as that one. See, need all this stuff here, then this trim here to make those windows right. Now the door panels, I made them, put some material over the dash. Those plastic pieces, I believe I got them out of that junkyard that's had all those vehicles crushed. These seats here, I think they're good underneath here. These are out of a newer Firebird, like my Firebird right there. I just put some black covers over them because they were gray, and I put new carpet in this. So this one, you know, it runs and drives good, and just put a seat cover over the back seat. Again, didn't do the headliner because it's $500, way too much. You know, I have about $3 grand into this car. I bought it for $500 with a title. Might be less than $3 grand I had in it. So yeah, I already have one. I don't really feel like fixing that one up, but I called that the hot rod one because this one's just a 6-cylinder. But I like it because of the gas mileage, 20 miles to the gallon, which was pretty good on Hot Rod Power Tour there years ago when it was $4 a gallon for gas, over that. Okay, so let me get my Jeep and a chain, and we're going to pull this up by the shop. I don't know if this could be the distributor. I had that problem in, I forget which car it was now, but it was shaking, and I had a new, was it that Camaro? I think it was that IROC Camaro. And I had a new distributor and put it in there, and it fixed it, ran perfect. So it could just be a distributor that's malfunctioning. And it's kind of weird, they're hot rodding it, but apparently they put the AC back on, and the belt, and the wiring. So they, well, maybe they never took that off. They wouldn't have to take it off to do the intake. Yeah, just, you know, if this car was worth a lot more money, I'd go all the way with it, but I just don't think. You got some busted pieces here. Okay, so let me get my chain. We'll get it up to the shop. I'll put some new gas in it. It was running on the tank. This thing's been sitting up since at least 98, so 26 years. 26 years it's been sitting up, but I think I put gas in it, and it was drawing gas up through the tank. So yeah, and I put on a filter here, so it was running on that. So that's what we'll do. We'll get it running, put some fresh gas in it, because I can't remember how much gas I put in it. I usually put in about 4 gallons, so there should still be 3 gallons in there. at least. So we'll put some fresh gas in it and decide if I should probably just go ahead and order a distributor. It's going to be 3 or 4 days before it gets here, though. I haven't ordered any parts or anything for this. But yeah, if we can get it running and running better and driving with a new transmission, at worst case scenario, we'll do the exhaust too, because I got a bunch of exhaust pipes. See if we can rig up some type of exhaust on it and get it halfway decent. See this thing's, all this stuff used to be cheap to buy, but now it's available, but it's expensive. I think the brakes and everything worked on it, so that's a big plus. So it's got good points and bad points on it, guys. But if any of y'all want it, let me know. I'll sell it. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys. Hooked up a battery. I just started it up first. It started for a second. Getting gas through the filter. Filled up the floats. Vent there. Put about 2 gallons of gas in it. I don't know what happened to the little clip to hold that on there, but I put a little, yeah, it's gonna stick. So if I hit the gas without the clip, this thing falls off, throttle cable falls off. So got that on there. It started up then died, so we'll see what happens. And it's awful loud. No exhaust. He just dies. Now, the last car this carburetor was on was the 76 Red El Camino. It runs fine. Perfectly idles and everything on the Red El Camino. So it should work good on this, but obviously it doesn't. So I'm, you got the distributor way over there. But that's the problem we're having last time, trying to get the timing right, and you just couldn't get it right. But we didn't know whether the carburetor was messed up or not. But I took this carburetor off, and the one that was on it, and put it on the Red El Camino. Runs great. So anyway, we eliminated the carb problem. There should be no problem with this carburetor making this thing run. Okay, so I don't know what happened here. There's leaking oil or something. I don't know. There's all water. It's all water spraying. I have to check the water again. Yeah, something spraying water here. Great. Wonderful. Yeah. All foamy, whatever that means. Okay, so let me mess with the timing a little bit, check the transmission fluid. If I can get it running and idling on its own, then we'll jack it up and drain that transmission fluid, which means got to take off the pan because it's not going to have a separate drain plug. That's going to be a pain in the ass. So since I don't have another gasket to put back on it, but We'll try to save the old one and gunk it up with something. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, here to show you product from Vevor. Pretty good tools and stuff. They got all kinds of stuff. Not just tools, but lots of stuff, but tons of stuff. And very reasonably priced and pretty good quality from what I can tell so far. They've sent me stuff in the past. Nikki's little pen there, one car garage awning type thing. What else have they sent me? They sent me the dent puller, the socket set, good heavy duty, haven't broken anything yet. So anyway, they sent me an email and, hey, you want anything else? Oh, they sent me the last product was that jack, the electric jack, plug in your cigarette lighter, and came with an impact too. So it was everything to change a tire on the side of the road. Replaces all your jack, lug wrench, all that stuff. Great for older cars that come with the old bumper style jack, like the Malibu, that are dangerous and don't work too good and all that stuff. So replaces all that in a container, put it in your trunk. Okay, so they asked me if I wanted anything else, pick anything out, and I needed a floor jack. I got a few floor jacks here from Harbor Freight I bought years ago. They lasted quite a while. I bent one up a little bit. I forget where it is, but the seals or something, and it won't hold. It stays up and then it just slowly goes down. This one does too, but it takes a long time to do it. So anyway, I needed a new floor jack, so I said, well, send me a floor jack. So this is the container here. Just opened it up. Just came today. This is supposed to be an aluminum. I think it's supposed to be aluminum. It's 3-ton. Low profile. We'll get her. There's the handle. There's the instructions. Yeah, tough tools at half price, they say. I think they're pretty good, about the same price as Harbor Freight type thing, I believe. Just the other part of the handle. Whoa, that's heavy. I don't know, they had a bunch. I thought maybe I didn't pick aluminum. Maybe I did put steel. I don't know. They have so many. You have to check their website out. They got so many different type of jacks like this. You know, 3-ton, 2.5-ton, 2-ton, aluminum, low profile, regular, yeah, all kinds of stuff. So I picked one out. I guess that's what it is. Pretty heavy. It must be a steel one. Well, let me put the handle together there, and we'll show you how it works. Okay, guys. Just snap the handle into this deal here. Pop it out like that. Snap that in. Loosen this bolt. Slide it down, tighten that up. And there it is. Twist the jack, let her down, and test it out on the car. Well, tell you the truth, I'm not sure where the best spot to jack this car up is. Tell you the truth. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't want to jack it up by the floorboard. But basically, yeah, there it is. Not much to it. I mean, not much to talk about other than a simple tool. Like I said, it's low profile and come in real handy. Everybody should have one. I'll put the link, everything in the description. Click on it, have one sent to your home, or just go to their website, pick one out. Hopefully they'll put in a discount code for you, and yeah. Okay, guys, I guess that's it. Okay, guys, let's jack up the car with my Vevor jack. Okay, guys, I used two hands. Looks like it'll work. Okay, guys, as you can see, it's turned around. So, got it running, and I wanted it turned around so the front is in the shade here for at least 3 or 4 hours in the morning. But that's the only way. I could only get it in the other way from towing it over there, unless I wanted to tow it all the way around. So I went forward, it went forward, but it didn't go into reverse. So I had to push it back with my Jeep, and then it came forward all the way up to here. Let it run for a few minutes. I haven't messed with the timing yet. It's shaking. And now it won't move into drive. Put it in drive. So that's kind of what it did last time, before I added the Ford fluid, was it made it one lap around. I got my camera, got ready to go, and it wouldn't do nothing. So that's what it's doing. So it seems like it'll move, but once it's warmed up, it won't move. I just checked the fluid, and it's I put about 2 quarts too much in it. So what we can do is I need to see if I can get it idle a little bit smoother, but I don't think adjusting the time is going to do much. I'll mess with it a little bit. I think what we'll do is we'll jack it up on stands and get under there and take that transmission pan off. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I used my new Vevor jack that's sponsored. 3-ton, low profile. They got all kinds of different ones. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link and stuff in the description. Pretty good stuff they've sent me so far. Okay, I've just been going around my property, and I use that as kind of a part shed. Only half of it now, because the tree fell on the roof, caved it all in there. So I got a couple of distributors over there, but I'm not sure. They look like the $50 Chinese ones, and they might be ones that didn't work or something. I don't know. I've only had one there that something happened to it and it didn't work. And anyway, I got another distributor laying over here, but that's I have an 86 van. It's got a completely different plug, and it's bent anyway. It's been going around here for 6-7 years, and it got bent up anyway inside. So anyway, I gotta wait for a new distributor to check out to see if that's what the problem is with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and order one of them. It's the weekend, so it's gonna be a while. Okay, so let's check underneath here, see what's going on. I usually put them up on ramps if I can drive the car, because these jacks are always in the way. I like to put them on them ramps. Okay. You can see the exhaust there. They just done, yeah, it's three deals on there. They didn't break, so they took the exhaust off, the complete thing. This, it was laying over here, but that was probably for the catalytic converter that went there. Emergency brake cable's all loose. Rear floorboards look good. I see some rust. A little bit right in here, not really anything to worry about. And the driver's front. Okay, she looks a little leaky, but then I started looking. There's no bolts to the cross member in here, at least on this side. I haven't checked the other side. We'll check it. So no bolts there. The dust cover is missing. Exhaust is off. I think they were about to pull the transmission because it was bad. I bet anything that's what they were doing. Let's get on the other side and see. We got a rust spot here. That's easily fixable. But like I said, I don't know if we're gonna fix up the whole car or not. I know some of you guys are, fix it up, fix it up. Yeah, that's, I just don't think it's gonna be worth it, guys. I just can't get the parts. The only reason I fixed up that 77 Malibu, because I had a parts car that had 90% of the parts I needed, except quarter panels. Okay, let's get on this side. Oh, the vacuum modulator isn't even working. Shit. Or isn't even hooked up. It's hooked up onto the, there it is right there. I'm going to go ahead and hook that up, but I don't, it should still move without that. That really causes problems into it delaying the shifting. But I'm going to go hook that up. It's hooked up on top. Okay, well, the bolts are in here. They're loose. The other side's not, just a washer there. So I left one bolt on there. Transmission bolt is in there. Yeah, I tried adjusting the timing, and that's the only spot that it's in right now, where it shakes, but that's the only spot that it's going to run the best. I tried moving it one way, it went to die. The other way, the starter just barely turns over, so it's not adjusting the distributor. Okay, this floor looks okay there. Okay, well, I can't, but yeah, floors and stuff are pretty good on it. That fender's good, just the driver's side. Okay, this door here, it closes good, but it sticks out here. Okay guys, well, see here's the modulator up here. It's hooked up. to the vacuum. I can hook that up, but right now it's over full. So I don't know if I want to drain the fluid or not. Drain the fluid and waste putting new fluid in there, or just get her ready to pull. I don't know, guys. I don't even know if it's worth the trouble. It ain't an easy job putting a transmission in without a hoist and a special jack and all that stuff. But I might do it. Just as weather's so friggin' hot. It's supposed to be between 40 and 60% chance of rain every day. But not today. I don't really want the rain. I just want the cloudy, cool weather. It's supposed to be in the 80s too. It's a lot different than 100. But it's pretty hot out today. I've been walking around getting stuff and already sweating my balls off. Well, okay, guys, let me figure out what I want to do. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to hold off on this until I get the distributor. Because I want to make sure the engine's going to run really good before I put that transmission in. Because if I can't get it figured out why it's shaking so much, then as I stated before, I'm not going to rebuild these type of motors. I'm not going to take it all apart, bring it to a machine shop, spend thousands and thousands of dollars having a 305 rebuilt. I'm just not doing it. I'm the type of guy that gets a good used engine from a parts car and puts it in it. And that's it. I just don't, spend thousands of dollars rebuilding something. But if I can get it running good, stop shaking, then we can put the transmission in there. And then if I don't rebuild this car, then I can just take that motor transmission out and put it in another car that's worth a lot more than this. See, so that's my thinking. So yeah, it'll only be a few seconds for you guys when I come back to it, but realistically it's going to sit here for 4 or 5 days. Show you the trunk. Trunk's pretty solid. A little bit of surface rust on the quarter panel. Need to scrape that, pour 15 it, but the outside's good. No holes in the quarter panels, or at least that one. Yeah, none on this side either. Trunk's solid. Got a spare tire in there. Trunk's good, just surface rust, no rot or nothing up here. It's a true Texas car, so there's no rust on it. Needs a trunk lock. But yeah, if anybody is interested in it, I put it up for sale a while back when I first got it. Somebody was going to buy it, but they didn't. And I just told you guys about it, my subscribers on YouTube. I haven't advertised it or nothing for sale, because if I do, I want to get the transmission so it at least runs and drives, and then maybe try to get $2,500 out of it, which I'll probably do. If I can't get $2,500 out of it, I'll probably just part it out, use the engine transmission for something else. It's worth a lot more than this Nova. These Novas just aren't worth a whole lot. Well, the problem is, like I said, the parts. I can't get the parts, all the interior pieces and all that. So anyway, I'll be back when I get a distributor. I wish I had one laying around that was good, and I'm not going to be like somebody else and rob parts off another car to put it on here. No, we don't do that around here. We don't have a whole bunch of cars that are robbing parts back and forth just to get a YouTube video out, make some money. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully it's just a distributor. It may be. These wires on the distributor. Oh, I hooked up the modulator. It didn't do anything. Didn't help. These wires are kind of rigged on the distributor. One's kind of spliced together right there without no tape or nothing. The other one's got a connector on it. So something happened to the wiring on it to the distributor. I don't know what they, you know, these cars are so old, you don't know how many people have monkeyed around with them. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'll be back when I get a new distributor and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, next day I ordered a distributor for it. But what we can try, I just rewatched the video that I made of this when I first bought it. YouTube says a year ago, so I don't know exactly when. You know, it could be 11 months, could have been 13 months. So the consensus was that it either could have jumped time or the distributor needs to be put in there a different way. So I don't know. So I know somebody's monkeyed around with stuff up here. Put on a full barrel intake. Put on a Edelbrock. Messed with the timing and all that stuff. But it doesn't look like it's been messed with up here. Like the timing, well, I don't know. It's kind of sort of clean. I don't know if somebody's put in the timing. I don't know if it's got timing gears or a timing chain, guys. It could be either one. And usually if it's just the gears, it's that carbon or whatever they call it, Teflon, carbon, whatever, not non-metal. And when they heat up, well, usually you get them hot or something, they'll just melt, and it just all the teeth just melt off. I've had that problem before, just driving down the highway. But if it's got a chain, it's probably it could have skipped a tooth or two, because that's what it seems like. The distributor's in crooked, and it should be more straight. So what I'm going to try to do now, I didn't think of it, but the distributor really only goes in two ways. And comments were, oh no, it can go in any way you want. Well, I guess it probably could if you turn the oil pump. It connects to the oil pump down there. So if you get a screwdriver and turn the oil pump where you want it to be, then yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. But if somebody's monkeyed with it, then I guess so. We can try that. But we need this. I was going to take this compressor off. Number one spark plug right here. We need to get that on top dead center. I'm going to try to get stick a screwdriver in there and try to feel it. Try to turn the harmonic balancer over by hand with a ratchet and see if we can get this piston at the top dead center. Then that distributor number one should be pointing over here. So I guess we'll try that first. And if you watched, I guess it would, I don't know, a couple of videos ago, did a compression test on the Nomads. I just bought a compression tester off of eBay. We'll go ahead and pull the plugs and do a compression test on it, and then go over each spark plug. I changed the spark plugs in it when I bought it. Everything else looks good, but you don't know for sure. So one by one, we're going to take off each spark plug wire and crank it over, make sure it's getting spark out of each one. So that'll make sure that the wires and the cap are good. Because, you know, it sounds like it's missing on a couple of cylinders. And it certainly was when I bought it, because there was actually spark plug wires that were eaten by rats. And I replaced one or two of them. I'll put the video the link to that video in the description, but I'm basically pretty much going over the same thing on this video. See, this intake used to be orange, and a couple of different colors of blue. Somebody sprayed the dark blue on there. There's a lighter blue there. That would be the factory color. I thought I had another distributor when I sold that bad engine out of the 78 El Camino. I thought I took that distributor out and laid it over here, but I cannot find that thing unless I used it for another engine, but I don't think I did. I can take another look, but I hunted and hunted for that thing. I thought I put it in the parts Malibu. I need to organize these engine parts. I got a big back room there in that old mobile home, and I'm going to start putting all the engine parts. So I got tons of these manifolds and power steering pumps. They're all leaking, but I need to put all the small block Chevy parts in one room. Oh, I know where everything's at, even them carburetors and stuff. Okay, so let me get this number one on top dead center and check the distributor, make sure it's pointing over here, and we'll start with that, because the thing is just shaking. It's just shaking like that, so bad that okay, I'll be back. Well, that's the best I can get it running, guys. It's just as far as timing wise, that's the only position it'll run in. I mean, you turn it a little bit each way, but it'll be harder to start and stuff. So right there's the sweet spot, but it ain't running sweet. It's running like it's missing on 2 or 3 cylinders. Took off each plug wire, put it on a spark plug, and held it out here sparking. So it's getting spark to every spark plug, every wire, every contact on the distributor. It's all getting spark. So there must be something major wrong with it. I guess I'll do a compression test on it and see. But I don't know, it starts up easy enough. If it had a couple of bad compressions, it'd be harder to start, but well. Just shaking. I think there's probably got to turn a little bit more one way or the other to. So I don't know. I guess I'll try to let it cool down and do a compression test. See if that says anything, but I don't know what it is. It must have jumped time or something. Something's off. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, this is a reading just above 75, but the first time I did it, it was up almost at 100, about 90. This is about, what, 80? Yeah, 80. I'll try the next one over. And that plug is fouled out real bad. I said I put new plugs in here. Okay, next one is 85, between 85 and 90, about 87. So what's that, 80 and 87. Plug's fouled out on that one too. Okay, do the next one. Okay, this one reads 105, 110 and a hair. 111, 112. Again, sparks fouled out. Probably because of the open manifolds on there or something. Well, it could have been that. That's a second carburetor on it, so I don't think it was the first carburetor. I don't know. Anyway, we'll do the last one on this side, see what happens. Well, there we go. Zippo on this last cylinder. You can see it connected in there. Nothing. What would cause that? A valve completely stuck open? Or missing a piston, maybe. Maybe Bubba rebuilt the engine and just left a piston out of that hole. I don't know. Okay, well, let's do the other side. It sounds like there's about 2 misses in it, so I bet there's one on the other side. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, this one back here, 75 right on the nose. Now, before I put the plug back in there, I run it, and you could hear it, but I put my hand near it and it was just blowing like a lot of compression. So I put this thing back on there 2 or 3 times and nothing, just wouldn't read nothing. I unhooked. See, I'll show you here in just a second. Let me get this undone. Okay, this one's reading 85. That one's reading 85, so I got two more to go underneath the compressor. Okay, this one's 75 right on the nose too. Okay, one more to go. Nothing on number 1. Nothing. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like two of them not working. So yeah, this one and that one. Well, I cleaned that plug up earlier because I took it out and checked for top dead center on there, so that's not fouled out like the other one. That back one there that's got no compression wasn't fouled out either. It looked kind of wet like that one. So what the hell's causing that? That's weird. See, we'll undo this. Okay, I'll be right back. I undone it. That's pushing some compression. Why isn't the gauge reading something? That's pushing, you know, unless it's that. Well, it can't be these 3. these three worked. I said it's not enough power to push that valve up, I guess. I don't know, but there is compression there. Like I said, I'm putting my hand down there and it's moving my hand. It's pumping. So what, I don't know what that's doing. What's causing that not to read on the gauge. Anyway, got that air compressor in the way. I could take this valve cover off, check that back rocker. See, with this loud exhaust, you can't hear if anything's clicking or anything. Let's see if them rockers are moving the valves. I'll be back. Okay, guys. First thing you notice, this is off. The push rod is right there. So it fell off the lifter, bent, lifter collapsed, something. Let me get some needle nose and see if we can get some needle nose, see if I can pull that up out of there. But I don't know, that's got a long ways to go to go right through that lifter. So that's a problem. I put all my tools away and then I don't know where nothing is. Let's see if I can do this all with one hand. Well, I'm gonna have to get two hands. I have to use two hands. The lifter must be collapsed. But that sound, even if it was collapsed, you would think it'd only go down that far. Yeah, I know I'd have to take the whole intake off to figure that out. But anyway, that's the problem. The rest of them seem to be okay. I meant to I'm going to Google what the compression's supposed to be. These are, you know, small gear, low compression. I still didn't get the numbers off of it because this damn thing's in the way. I can't read the numbers there, but we're just going to assume it's a 78 with a older orange intake. Yeah, we'll see what the compression's supposed to be. You know, compare this. I know it's not going to be supposed to be very much, but compared to I just did the Nomad 175, it reads on all of them 175 compared to 75. That thing's got twice the compression. Okay, well, it's going to be the same thing over there, I bet. I'm probably going to take that compressor off. Take that compressor off so I can get the valve cover off. And we'll check out this side, and I bet it's the same thing over here. Shit. I don't have, that's why I hate selling stuff. I sold the old engine from the 78 El Camino and the Corvette engine, although that lifter might not be the same. So I don't even have any lifters to put in there if they're collapsed. I figure that out too. Okay, I'll be back. It was so far down in there because it's busted off. Busted off and bent to shit. So where's the other half? I guess it's stuck in the intake or made its way down to the oil pan. I don't know, did somebody tighten that up too much? Weird. Well, you know, it's sat since 98, it's only 25 years. Man, wish I had another spare engine laying around. Anyway, let me take out this air compressor and that valve cover. We'll check out that side. Well, guys, this is what the internet says. Should be between 120 and 150 per cylinder. But then again, you could do it wet or dry. Wet meaning you put a couple of drops of oil in the cylinders before you do the test, which I didn't. And another thing is to take out all the spark plugs, which I didn't do. I just took out one at a time. Anyway, well, we know what's wrong with it. But yeah, 75 75 each cylinder is pretty damn low. That means that thing's worn out. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, guys, we got a real mess going on. Got the compressor off. It was missing the back bracket that goes here to the back. Don't know what happened to it. It was mounted to this one and this one there, but I don't know if I got an extra bracket. But anyway, we got two dead cylinders here. This one that was reading 0. Don't know where the push rod is. Then we got this one over here. But this one was reading 75, right? They were all good. So what's this? Oh, some nuts. Well, what's causing it, guys, without taking the intake off? Any guesses? I think Bubba worked on this and tightened them too much or something. Started it up, revved the piss out of it, and blew 3 lifters. Did he ruin the cam? I bet it's got a flat cam. See, that's the problem. I take off all the intake and get some lifters and push rods. Looks like we're gonna need at least three. And I said in the previous clip, they're supposed to be running between 120 and 150 compression, and it's only reading 75, so it's lost half its power. This thing's a slug. But, you know, if I could get it running smooth enough to just sell it, it's definitely not going to be no hot rod with a low compression engine. But anyway, I don't know if this is going to be fixable, guys, without tearing the whole engine apart and starting pretty much over with putting a cam and lifters, and I'm always leery about cams and lifters nowadays, how crappy they are. And like I said, I don't really want to get into something that deep, tearing this whole engine down and changing it, because where do you stop? You know, well, put a you know, lifters and push rods in. Oh, well, might as well do a cam. Oh, might as well do a timing gears, and might as well tear the whole damn thing down, rebuild it by the time you're done. And I just don't think this engine's worth it. But we can take a peek under there. Okay, you have to take out the alternator and bracket. Well, really just the alternator bracket. But I want to get that moved over and check the numbers here. Take this, call it an engine hook there. Take out the thermostat, try to get the water out of it, and it's got all this murky, showed you that before. That other water that leaked out at the beginning of the video, or that was when this had a nice chrome thermostat on it, and I took that off, put it on the 77 Chevelle. That was all the water that fell out and was all over here when I took this hose off. So that's what splashed around. So I think it's good. I mean, water-wise, nothing major. But yeah, some has been leaking out. There's no overflow. When it was running hot and revving it up there, some of it sloshed over, but we don't know. We don't know the condition of the freeze plugs and whether that was all water or some antifreeze in there or what. But anyway, let's see, to get the intake off. Might as well get to pull the carburetor because it'll be a lot easier to get these bolts off. Pull the distributor. No big deal. Linkage and brackets. Carburetor, thermostat, heater hoses. Well, at least this heater hose, this alternator bracket. And then start undoing the bolts. What I said, it's six on each end, so there's 12 bolts. Because I got plan B for this car and this engine, if it's too far gone, which I'm thinking it is right now. I'm not exactly sure how to. I guess we'll have to crank it over and see if those lifters are actually all moving. If a couple of them aren't moving, it means it's some lobes in the cam are flat, and then that's it. And you'll need a new cam and bearings and gasket sets, and you know, this is already getting into money here with, you know, gotta get gaskets and stuff and parts to put it back together, lifters and push rods and gaskets and who knows what all else, antifreeze, and you know, just all that little shit adds up, guys. Hundreds of dollars for, you know, clean that up, paint it, degrease it. Lots of time and money just into little bullshit stuff. Okay, well, let me take all this off. Not very difficult to do. A little awkward to film it all and everything, and plus this video is going to be very, very long probably, so it's best just for me to tell you what we're doing, what I'm doing, and then show you when it's done. So yeah, it'll be dark here in a little bit. It'll be dark by the time I'm done. But yeah, let me get all this intake and all that stuff I told you. Let me get all that off and I'll be back. Okay guys, got the intake off, carb, distributor, all that stuff. I haven't touched anything yet, so let's take a peek. I think what we got here is a catastrophic failure. One push rod, two push rods. There's that part that was from that one over there. And then this lifter's just right out. If we can. Anyway, that one's still in there. That one's still in there. So what caused it? So we could crank it over and see if these go up and down. I guess I could stick that one back in there. Well, it's not going to go up and down. It's at least going to go up. There's no spring on it to go back down. So we can push these ones down and crank it, and if they pop up, then the cam's probably good. If they don't pop up, then the cam's flat. See? I know I got a bunch of water and crap in there from taking the intake off, all that crap, but okay, well, I may just crank it over. I ain't got nothing to lose at this point. Let me clean this water up a little bit. Crank it over and see if them lifters go up and down. I can't crank it. I need one of them, what's Mortsky call them? The cheater switches? No, he calls it something else. 2 wires and a switch going down the starter. Okay, let me figure out something and I'll be back. Okay guys, I've been cranking it over. I could see this one here from reaching one arm over to crank it and looking over. I could see that one moving. I came out and looked and this one was up. I could see all the push rods on this side going up and down. I could see the rockers on this side all moving, you know, except for these two. They were all moving up and down. See if I can hang you over here while I crank it. Okay. She's fuel pumps just pushing gas out over there, but oh well. I'll throw a cigarette butt on it later. So I don't know. Wanted to know if it was a flat cam. It maybe wasn't, but what caused that? Stuck valves? Or just someone tightened it so much? I just don't know. Trying to see if those threads are down any farther. These threads are down any farther than the other ones, but they look about even. They look about even. You would think if they were tightened too much to cause it to break, there would be down a couple more threads. So shit, I don't know guys, what causes that? Those lifters may still be good. I don't know what causes it. Anyway, I think I'm gonna quit for the night. I got a plan B and we'll go over that tomorrow in the daylight. Okay, I'll be back. See you tomorrow. Well, guys, I figure I'd try to check the numbers. I think it's a 350. Oh, I meant to, I couldn't see what these numbers were here. I sprayed a little black paint and thought maybe I'd... The back number is V1 something, and then the 3 letters should be up here at the top. Should be up here, but it's worn down so much. Okay, the block number is 3970010, and it sounded familiar. You know, I checked these other blocks, and I remember it was a 350, and sure enough I looked it up, and it's be 350. I'll see if I can get you in here. It's really hard to see with the hood on there. Let's see if I can stick this camera. Let's see if I can you see it down there? 3970010. Well, let me see what this does. I sprayed a little black paint on there to see if I sand it. Nah, I can't. I tried spraying it off with stuff, but like I said, I couldn't make it out. Yeah, I can't. Can't make nothing out. But anyway, it looks like a 350 block. At least that's what the internet said. You can look it up. So I don't know if it's worth saving or not. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, it's the next day. Well, I didn't mean this video to be this long, but it's a lot of screwing around trying to figure out what the hell's wrong, and now figuring out why it bent 3 push rods. Any ideas? Put them in the comments. Would you fix up this whole car? Yes or no? So yeah, I don't know. All I can figure, these weren't under or over tightened, I don't think, because they got the same threads. I think he just over revved it, erased it, or something, and they just popped out of there. But I don't know. So I don't know if it's worth saving or not, guys. I might get 3 push rods, put them in there, see what happens. But it's a lot of work putting all this back together, buying new gaskets, gasket sealant, antifreeze, oil change, oil filter, you know, stuff like that, for it to happen again. Because I got plan B. But we ran out of time on this video. I know it's a lot of rambling, but next video we'll maybe try to get this running right, and then go to plan B. Plan A was just to get it running decent, get the transmission working, even if we had to swap it, and then put it up for sale as is. But now we're a lot more work than I thought on plan B, or on plan A. So okay, well, I think that's about it. I don't ramble too much more, but yeah, put your thoughts below. I won't see them for another week, so I'll be working on this in the meantime, so don't comment, oh, I told you it was that, I don't, you know, I'm not going to see your comments. This isn't live. You know, you're not going to see the video tonight. And then I start working on it the next day type thing. So there's about a week's delay at this point. So anyway, we're rolling along anyway. We're getting somewhere. We're not completely stumped here, but we're getting somewhere, slowly but surely. Well, and then we'll see what happens after we get it, engine, transmission okay, and running and driving. We'll go from there. I could change my mind at any given moment, but that's the plan so far. So anyway, subscribe if you haven't. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. What else? I wanted to add a few more things, but oh, I added Dodge transmission fluid to this, not Ford. I'll put the link to the first video I did about a year ago when I bought it. I'll put it below, but it's pretty much going over the same thing that I did here. Although there were some, you know, when I showed when I went and bought it, and there was a 72 El Camino I should have bought. Some footage on that, and just different stuff. But yeah, if you want to watch that, and we'll continue on. Okay, well, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next video.